When the time comes for a new game to play, there's just one place to turn at the end of the day. You never know what exciting game you'll see when you tune in to Board Game House on Twitch.tv. Find a game to back so you can be its owner. It's time once again for Derek's Kickstarter Corner.
On the Kickstarter Corner this week, we have three new Kickstarters that I found this afternoon. I look awful. Let's see. The first one is called Almanac Dragon Road. This is a game where everyone is playing as merchants, and you are going down the Dragon Road, adventuring and collecting resources, filling orders, and ultimately trying to be the best merchant. I think it's a worker placement game as well as it has a unique trading mechanic. It's for 2 to 4 players, plays in 60 to 90 minutes. A very cool part about this game is that the game board is an actual almanac. That right there is that's the almanac, and the game actually plays within the book. So it's like a spiral-bound notebook, and you sort of play through the different chapters in the almanac. As you finish one chapter, whichever merchant is in the lead is going to choose where the adventure goes from there. What chapter do you do next? It's very cool. As far as the gameplay, it reminds me a lot of Near and Far with the book and sort of how it goes, and every chapter is different. But it also is unique for a worker placement game. It is it's a little pricey. It's not nearly as cheap as some of the Kickstarters you can find. It's $49. This is really the only pledge level. But you're gonna get, I think it just looks super cool. And the fact that every game is different, and the fact that you sort of get to choose where and how the game plays, just looks very cool. It does only have 62 hours left, so you're looking at less than 3 days. So definitely go take a look at it. I'm about to post the links into our Discord, where all of the links for all the Kickstarters I talk about are going to be. Or you can search on Kickstarter. It's called Almanac Dragon Road. Next up is Pacific Rails Inc. I talked about this last week. You are a conductor trying to build your railway from one coast of the map to the other. It is an engine building sort of resource management game. Every player is going to have a different set of turns and stuff that you do because of the engineers that you recruit to your train. They're all going to have different abilities and stuff. The base game is all sort of those cardboard tile-based things, and that the base is $35. They also have a deluxe version for $60, and all of those tiles, the trains and the resources and stuff, get upgraded to minis. I think the minis in the deluxe version are fantastic. But with Kickstarter stretch goals, they are also upgrading the minis to be even more detailed and even better. I showed you all this last week. I'm not going to pull it up because it's terrible quality when I raise the phone up to the camera. But the engineer minis are little. It's basically a snowman. It's like a big ball and a little ball wearing a top hat. Hilarious. But the upgraded components make him look like an actual engineer, which, who needs that? I'd rather have the snowman. But for some reason, I really enjoy train games, whether it's Ticket to Ride or Railroad Rivals. This one just sort of adds to that. I think that it looks super cool. I think the art is great, and I think it's a relatively simple gameplay plus resource management and stuff like that. Super cool. Pacific Rails Inc. base game for $35, deluxe for $60, and it has 7 days left, so you have a full week to look at this one. Next is... What is next? Next is Oath. This is called Oath, Chronicles of Empire and Exile. This is a game from Leader Games, which are the same people that do Root. So the art is basically the same, but you're not playing with animals in the forest this time. This is a big game, folks. It is 1 to 6 players, so you can get a lot of people in on this, but it's 45 to 120 minutes, so it's big. In the Kickstarter, they highlight how much bigger it is than the base game of Root. It's got almost twice as many components, and then there are certain things that have 3 times as many. I think it looks like a very interesting game. This is another one. There's only one pledge level, $90, so it is a little pricey, but so was Root, and I think people love Root. But basically in this game, everyone starts out as an exile of the Empire, and the object of the game is to influence the Chancellor so that the politics of the Empire change to either help you or help the people or whatever. Everyone is playing against each other, trying to influence the Chancellor, but you're also playing against the game, and it's very possible for the game to win. If at least one of the exiles can affect the Chancellor, obviously the players are going to win. But apparently there's a very high possibility that that never happens. You never complete enough goals to affect the Chancellor's outlook or opinion so that you ultimately influence the Empire, and in which case the game wins, which I personally believe is a much better end condition than a possible tie. So, if anyone runs a game company, take note. Nobody likes ending in a tie. Anyway, the game is called Oath, Chronicles of Empire and Exile. You can see just from this picture that we have on the screen here that the art is gorgeous, just like in Root. I don't know. I think it looks very interesting. It's a big game, but it's not Gloomhaven big, and I don't think it looks nearly as confusing or overwhelming as Gloomhaven. So definitely go check this one out. And then that has 2 weeks left. So if $90 is more than you're willing to pay, you have 2 weeks to save up the money and get it. So there you go. Oath, Chronicles of Empire and Exile. Looks great from Letter Games. Next is Dungeon Party. Dungeon Party we've talked about for several weeks now. It is from Forbidden Games. These are the same people that make Raccoon Tycoon, Railroad Rivals, Extraordinary Adventures, Pirates. Basically, you are playing as a hero, and you're trying to work with your opponents to get through the different levels of the dungeon. Each level of the dungeon is going to have a room, a monster, and a treasure hoard. And basically, this is a dexterity game. You're going to take a coin, and you're going to try and bounce that coin to land on a tile, to overcome the room, to defeat the monster, and to collect the loot. It is semi-cooperative, so you are working with the other heroes to try and get through all of the dungeon levels, but there's only one winner in the end, and that's whoever collects the most loot from the rooms. All of the components in this are bar coasters. So, if you can imagine going to Applebee's or your local bar or whatever, and when you order a drink, they put it down on that little cardboard coaster. That's what all of the components in this are. So they have several different levels to this. And one of the levels is the Value Edition. And the Value Edition, let me check my notes. I should have got this out beforehand. The Value Edition is $19. And basically what the Value Edition is just the coasters. So there you go. It doesn't come with the coin, so you can just use quarters or whatever you have to bounce onto the coasters. If you want to get the base game, it is going to come with customized coins that have the different adventurers on there, the different heroes. That is $39, and then they have a deluxe version that sort of comes with extra tiles and extra coins and extra everything. and that's going to be $59. Every playable character has his own abilities, and so everybody's going to be doing different things to try and win. I think this looks like a great game. I think it looks like a very easy game to pack up and take with you for parties or travel or whatever. And honestly, Forbidden Games has yet to let me down. I love all 3 of their games. We have 2 of the 3. We've played Railroad Rivals on here. We've played Raccoon Tycoon on here. I backed the Kickstarter for the expansion to Raccoon Tycoon, which will be here soon. And then Extraordinary Adventures Pirates we haven't gotten yet because it didn't fit on our table. Now that we have a new table, we are going to get it. We got to play it at PAX Unplugged. But Forbidden Games, they make good stuff. I have no doubt that this is also going to be great. And there you go. It has an amount of time left on it that is equal to 16 days. So you have 2 weeks for this one as well. Looks great. Check it out. I have... and most likely we will play it on here. So there you go. Dungeon Party. Next up, this is the final one, and this is the last of the new stuff. Shiver Me Timbers is what it sounds like. It is a pirate game. You are playing a pirate captain in the Caribbean. This game, if nothing else, check out the Kickstarter page to see how cool the customizable pirate ships are in this Kickstarter. The pirate ships, before I even talk about the game, you are sailing around the Caribbean on a pirate ship. The pirate ship is a modular mini that comes apart, and you can add different portions to the pirate ship to make it a bigger pirate ship. You can add cannons to this thing. You're adding extra deck space. You're adding extra masts. It's so cool! It's for 2 to 4 players. It is a larger game. It plays for between 90 and 180 minutes. It looks great. You're fighting other ships. You're plundering. You're completing missions, and you're killing sea monsters. And you're going to one of you will become the most fearsome pirate of the seas. Obviously, it's a pirate game. Why would that not be the end goal? We already talked about the ship minis. They look amazing. It comes with chests for you to store your gold in and keep it a secret from everybody else you're playing against. At the beginning of the game, everyone's going to choose certain sets of end goals, and then before the game starts, you're going to take turns sort of assembling a very unique map of the trade lanes. And it looks... Everything about this game is unique. Everything about it is very cool. There's a lot going on in it. Obviously, it's a longer game. I am so interested in this game. And here's something else. There's a print and play version. So you're not going to get any of the cool minis, obviously. But there's a print and play version for $4. So you can get this game and play it without the minis. If that's your thing, I guess. But once you see these minis, you're going to want the minis. The base game is $77, which again is a little bit pricey, but you're getting a lot. And then they have the deluxe edition, which is $99, but it comes with 75 metal coins, which I know that we have quite a few people who watch the show that are coin whores. So there you go, a game that comes with a whole lot of metal coins and modular ship minis, which I'm sure can be used for other things outside of the game. But go check out Shiver Me Timbers. It has 16 days left as well, so 2 weeks on this one. Honestly, all of the games in the Kickstarter corner this week, I want them all. So I'm sure that you all are also very interested, or you wouldn't be watching the video. All of the links are going to be in our Discord. Go check them out. There you go. That's the Kickstarter corner this week.
When the time comes for a new game to play, there's just one place to turn at the end of the day. You never know what exciting game you'll see when you tune in to Board Game House on Twitch.tv. Find a game to back so you can be its owner. It's time once again for Derek's Kickstarter Corner.
If you enjoyed this Kickstarter Corner, join us live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/BoardGameHouse. Also, we're We're going to post them here, so hit that subscribe button below.